You know, you never told me what it was like before he left.
It was fun. You know that? It was incredibly fun. That sounds stupid, doesn't it?
No, not at all.
My dad had a great laugh, you know. He was always laughing all the time about something, I don't know what. And teasing us and tickling us. And he had this wonderful voice. It was a big, booming voice, and he'd sing all the time. He sang in the car, he'd sing in the shower, he'd sing to the radio. There was this one song, Wichita Lineman was his favorite. I am a lineman for the county.
Glenn Campbell.
Yeah. He loved that song. I figured that's what my father must have been, a lineman for the county, because, you know, I mean, it seemed big and important and kind of kept you away a lot. I love that song. I used to sing it with him.
Maybe that's where you got your pretty voice.
No. All my dad ever gave me was a cat and a bunch of broken promises and a box of puppets.
He gave you puppets?
He made them. He whittled them out of pine. He made all sorts of things. Mama would make the hair and the clothes. And Daddy and I would sit around and paint faces and come up with different voices for each one. Floxy, she was one that had a big hook nose. And Mrs. Moo, who was a cross between Mrs. Perkins and a cow. and one with long blonde hair. Very glamorous. Rapunzel. His name for me. Never finished it.
Rapunzel?
No, he brought home a big pile of wood one time. And he was going to make us a whole, like, puppet theater. And he started sawing and pounding and hammering and everything, and I was just thrilled. I couldn't sit straight, you know? Mama found some velvet, and she was going to do the curtain, and Will was going to do the whole shellacking thing, and the whole thing was just starting to look real when he stopped coming around so much. And every time, you know, he'd come around, he'd hammer on it a little bit more, and I was sure, you know, this time the whole thing was going to get finished, and I would line up all the puppets on the back of the sofa. And pretty soon, you know, he just stopped coming around. The hammering stopped. And I put all the puppets in a grate, and I shoved it under my bed. Stupid, huh? I wonder what happened to all those stupid puppets. You know, I just realized that Junior, he's got a puppet theater.
Huh?
Junior has a puppet theater. I didn't even realize it till now. I didn't remember half these things. I hate remembering, and I really hate remembering being left.
You're never gonna get left again, honey. You're home and you're safe.
Home safe. That's why I used to pray every night, bring Daddy home safe. I couldn't believe that he'd leave me on purpose. I was sure that somebody must have been keeping him against his will.
Who?
Don't laugh. The Russians. Something like that.
Because he was a lineman for the county?
Yes, no.
No, I got it. No, you know, the bad guys.
Right. I convinced myself that, you know, somebody was holding him captive, that he'd been on some very important mission, and that he was being held a prisoner somewhere. And he was just marking the days off on his cell, begging the guards for wood to whittle. And I thought, someday he was going to come sort of limping home, wounded, but with, like, his arms loaded with puppets. And he would see me. He'd drop them, and he'd take me in his arms, and he'd tell me how much he missed me. And how the thought of me had kept him alive. And then he'd finish his puppet theater, and we'd all live happily ever after. What a joke, huh? He didn't miss me. He wasn't ever thinking about me. All he cared about was some other kid. Not me, not his Dixie. Never cared about me, not one bit, not at all.
I'm sorry if your family is coming apart this seams.
My family? Who is Dixie to you? Or is Dell the only kid you acknowledge?
True enough, Dixie is my flesh and blood. But Pete Cooney ain't no kin to me.
Well, he's Dixie's
He
uncle.
is a hate-filled wretch that'd just as soon shoot a man as look him in the eye.
Oh, you don't know the Palmer I know.
There is no Palmer. There's just Pete in gentleman's clothes. Well, maybe you're the one that doesn't know him. Did you ever see the rascal try and kill before? You'd be better off without him.
You don't have a clue what you are talking about. All right, so maybe Palmer was a little over the top, but he was looking out for Dixie, which is more than I can say for you. Palmer would lay his life on the line for that girl, or for Laney, or Petey, or me. He's loving, he's dependable, he's
an assassin.
Steadfast. Who are you to judge? Oh, I don't know why I am wasting my breath defending Palmer to you. I gotta go talk to him.
I'll say one thing for that nasty old coot. He sure did snag him a gem of a wife.
Now, I'm the one who snagged the gem.
I'm not through with you yet, Opal. Now, there's gotta
I
be...
make it a point to close my ears, to know nothing, to dish my husband.
Okay. I gotta talk to you again. Suppose you could work on that for me?
You come here to pick up your intended, and I corral you for half the night.
Hey, I had a good time. I can get used to it. I think I should go find Jane, huh?
Yeah, that's been fun, but I think you should enjoy the rest of the evening.
Oh, by the way, parents' weekend, Jack and Laurel, how'd that turn out?
Yeah, it went very well. Haven't you seen them?
No. So, is there a Montgomery reunion in the air, maybe, huh?
That's not idle curiosity, is it? I know you're in love with Laurel.
How are you, Laurel? You look exhausted.
I think I'm remarkably calm under the circumstances.
Well, I am so glad to hear that Lily is on the mend. But I know what a toll it can take on parents.
It's a lot more stressful than I had anticipated.
Bianca fell off a horse 2 summers ago, and I swear it just shaved years off my life.
I can tell.
You know something, Laurel? Just mom to mom, what really helps is a hot bubble bath. It just does wonders.
Thank you. Thanks for your motherly advice. I really appreciate it. I'll say goodnight now, so you can get back to mothering Jack.
I did not plan this.
No, she's just on a rescue mission in the middle of the night or something. What is this? Is she a one-woman trauma unit? I don't wonder that the Red Cross doesn't adopt that uniform.
Look, I am just as thrown by this as you are.
Did you have to? Did you have to rub salt in the wound? Couldn't you stay out of her bed for one lousy night? What, are you going to go into withdrawal or something if you
Laurel,
do?
I'm telling you, I had no idea. This is a
Oh,
total
stop.
surprise to me.
This must be the answer to Erica's appeal. Her wonderful spontaneity.
Please
please.
No.
Just listen
I
to me.
think you
Laurel,
shouldn't
listen.
waste a minute of this beautiful romantic night here in Ohio. State of lovers.
No, wait. Now listen, please. Just, okay. What about the alarm clocks? What time do you want to get up? What time do you want to set these things for?
Do you want to get up at all? Don't you just want to stay in bed with Erica forever?
No, I don't have any intention.
I think I'd better go to the hospital. Somebody should be there with Lily. You're right. Goodbye.
Problems?
Yeah, problems. Isn't that what you wanted? Nice work, Erica. Mission accomplished.
Are you accusing me of something?
Talk about kicking your opponent when they're down.
Since when is Laurel my opponent?
That's a very good question. When did Laurel ever do anything to you?
Look, I was extremely solicited.
Oh, you cheered her right up. Could you tell how cheered up she was when she walked out of here? Very cheery.
Look, Laurel is on the hairy edge. I didn't give her anything to shriek about. I didn't know that she was so volatile.
Erica, Laurel has barely even had the chance to get over our divorce. Now we have a child in the hospital. What Laurel needed was a warm pat on the back and a good night's rest, not you rubbing her nose in our relationship.
Look, I'm sorry if I upset her.
No, you're not. Come on, I mean, let's be honest. It's just me and you here, kid. You're glad of it. You enjoyed every minute of it, didn't you?
I was alone a long time, and Laurel has a lot to offer, I noticed. So what? I mean, it doesn't mean I still love her.
No. One of the benefits of being my age is you don't have to be the belle of the ball when you go to a party. You can just look at people and enjoy yourself, and you'll learn a lot of things. Now listen, I saw the set too between you and Jack at Adam's party, and I saw Laurel give you the business, and I saw you carry her out of the storm, and that look in your eyes, and I heard her say she hated you. Now that wasn't a small attraction. That was Major goings on.
Okay, you got me. I fell for it bad. I didn't plan it, I didn't want to, but I did. But it ain't gonna happen with Laurel. I gotta move on with my life. So does that mean I'm selling out? Does that mean I'm a jerk? Does that mean that Jane is a consolation prize?
Well, do you think maybe she is?
Well, things do happen.
Already he's trying to back out. Nothing this magical ever happened to me.
People lose their heads.
And their inhibitions. And their cash reserves. Isn't it liberating to feel so free?
Well, it was certainly a very pleasant evening.
Pleasant? I thought the office moved.
Well, my head certainly was spinning. I think I had one too many.
Oh, you weren't drunk? I mean, not by a long shot.
Oh, I behaved very shabbily.
Pangs of guilt. I knew you'd have them, but don't give it another thought. Even though the atmosphere's a little lacking, I couldn't have been any more swept off my feet than if you'd romanced me in a candlelit room at the Plaza Royale. And don't feel bad about not booking a beautiful room someplace.
Oh, I never would have done that.
Cheapskate. No, of course not. It would have cheapened the mood. This was a night of pure passion.
Well, nothing pure about it. I'm a married man.
But you said your marriage was over. I know things aren't good at home.
Well, just because marriages, you know, they have their rough spots.
His back's against the wall. Hit him in the wallet. How gauche.
What's gauche? My marital problems?
No, your wife, for not cherishing you.
Who's there?
Well, it's me.